Hi guys, welcome back to the Space of Language, your guide to studying foreign languages. Today I want to talk to you about some phrases you can learn from movies and TV shows. The thing is, I started watching a TV show on Netflix and I noticed that a lot of phrases that were used in the show actually it's set in the US, but a lot of actors speak with British accent. So it's kind of good that it's used both in both British and American English. It's really fun. So what I noticed is that a lot of these phrases were used in many other shows that I had already watched. And I thought, why not make a list of them? Maybe you can notice that they are used in the shows you love watching. So let's get started. The first one is, I'm with him on this. What does this expression mean? It's not to be with someone physically, it means that you agree with the person. Like he says, I don't like pizza with a pineapple. Like it's a questionable topic, you know? And you say, oh, I'm with you on this one. I agree with you, basically. And that's the one I heard a lot from native people, native speakers of English. Next one, are we on the same page? So to be on the same page actually means to agree again. So do we understand each other clearly? Do we agree about this? Let's say example I want to travel to Greece in the summer. Are we on the same page? Like, do you want the same thing as I do? Next one, I'm on it. I heard this. It's like really short, but it has so much meaning. Like a friend gives you a task, or your mother gives you a task. Maybe go, I don't know, clean your room. Oh, I'm on it. Or there's a task on your workplace at your workplace, and you say something like, oh, I'm on it. Like I'm gonna do it. I start doing it. I can do it. Like that. Next one, I have a gut feeling. Gut, G-U-T, not God. Gut feeling. So what does that mean? That is a feeling you have that you're not 100% sure about something, but you kind of feel it like a sense maybe, that is intuition, we say, right? So you're not 100% sure, but you're pretty sure that it is so. Like, oh, I have a gut feeling that I'm gonna be promoted at my work. And next one is kind of similar. I feel it in my bones. So it doesn't mean you have some kind of disease or something like in your bones. It's not the direct meaning. So when we use it, it's very similar to the previous one. And we want to say that I feel it with all of my body. Like this is such a strong feeling I have. I feel it in my bones. Next one, it will do the trick. This is not about Halloween and trick or treat, that's a famous tradition. But what we want to say that for example, there is a difficult thing, and we mentioned that we should take some steps to achieve a solution, maybe, or reach that point. And we say, oh, this will do the trick. Next one, oh, like it will be enough. It will be good to do this. You were saying, next one, it's kind of a way, like when you were interrupted and you don't want to ask like, what did you say? You say, oh, you were saying, and you kind of invite the person you were talking to continue, or maybe to repeat the last phrase they said. Maybe you were thinking about something else and you were not paying attention, so you can use this phrase easily. Next one, again, is kind of asking for confirmation. Like you are introduced to somebody and then later you kind of forget their name, but instead of saying, what was your name again? It's okay to ask that, it's okay, yeah, but I heard a lot of people, and that's I heard from a TV show that I started watching recently, like, James, is it? Or James, was it? So you don't really ask, what was your name? Or was your name James? It's kind of really strange to say it that way. But this one, it's kind of good, yeah, just very short, and people understand that you're just asking to confirm, maybe. Next one, I'm good. In this case, you remember when we spoke about answering to how are you? Of course, you can say I'm good, but in this case, what I heard from movies and shows, that it's usually used in the meaning of, also used, not usually, also used as enough. Like imagine there is a Christmas table maybe, and then a Christmas dinner, and all the families gathered at the table, and you're eating, and then they give you more and more food, and you're like, oh, I'm good. Like, it's enough for me. I cannot take any more. I cannot eat anymore. And of course, it's not only about food, but the meaning, I think you get it, right? It means enough. Like, I'm good. Yeah, it's enough for me. I don't want any more of whatever you were speaking about. Next one, save it. So the word save has different meanings. In this case, I heard it was a dialogue, like an argument basically between a boyfriend and a girlfriend, and they were like telling some things to each other, you know how it goes. And then the girl said, save it. Like, I don't want to hear any more of it. So stop talking about this. Like, you want to stop the argument and you just don't want to continue this debate, let's say. So save it. Okay, next one. You go first. I think that was also something relationship related, but it doesn't have to be only that case. So when you're talking to someone and you say, oh, I have news, and the person says, maybe your friend says, oh, I have news too, and you say, oh, you go first, like you can say, and I will speak after you tell your news. So you go first. Next one. Don't get me started. Yeah, I guess that was also kind of, now you're wondering what TV show I was watching. Actually, it's really fun. It's called I forget the name, The Thrilling Adventures of Sabrina. If you watch the Sabrina Teenage Witch, this is like a remake in a kind of horror style, but it's not really scary. And there's a lot of that, yeah, American, British English, and a lot of things. Well, anyway, we will speak about movies and TV shows later on. I will make a list of movies and shows I love that are good for intermediates, maybe beginner also English learners. So this one I didn't cover. Don't get me started. It means the situation was like you're speaking to your friend and they give you some they say something they are dislike maybe, and then you say, don't get me started. Like, I have so much more to say about this problem, person, situation, and you just say, okay, don't get me started. I don't want to speak. Like, I have so much to say about it, maybe in a negative way, right? Next one, I want to touch on. This is not a physical touch again. To touch on means you're gonna speak about some topic briefly. Like you were asked a question and you say, I also want to touch on the problem of this and this. So I will speak about it briefly, not in details. Maybe it was a meeting in a workplace and you don't have enough time, like there's limited time for each speaker perhaps. You don't have enough time to cover it in details, but you can say, I can touch on that. Next one, don't mention it. I should make a new video also about different ways how we can say you're welcome, and this is one of them. And I heard that is quite popular in Britain. Any British people watching? Is it true? Or someone who's heard this expression? So don't mention it. Like, it's not a problem, not a big deal. Also a way to say you're welcome, actually. Yes. And then the last one, did I get you right? So get you right. Actually, get is such a useful verb. You're gonna find a lot of phrasal verbs with get. It's gonna change its meaning. We use get, like, I think every time. It's such a useful verb. We just need to make sure the exact meaning in this case. So here it means did I get you right? Like, did I understand you correctly? Is that what you were saying? Is that what you mean? Another way you could hear, that's from another show called The Magicians. If you have watched that, thumbs up, right? It's a great show. And that was like a cover of a song, Don't Get Me Wrong. Yeah. And that's another way you can say this, like, don't get me wrong, but I just want to say that I really enjoyed this course of English, for example. Or don't get me wrong, but like, you want to try to say that, how to say that? Yeah, you want to express your opinion and maybe it's something controversial. So maybe my example doesn't fit here, I will find another one. So don't get me wrong, and then you express your opinion. And then if you want to double check, you ask, did I get you right? So get right or get wrong, like understand correctly, incorrectly, that way. Isn't that awesome? These are expressions I'm pretty sure you don't find in textbooks, at least not in my school. In my country, I think we never cover such things. And that's the thing you can learn from actually talking to native speakers, being surrounded by that environment. But as we mentioned, of course, we don't have to go to the country to study. That's not the only way we can learn the language. And it's amazing that we have TV shows, movies, YouTube videos, a lot of sources. So please tell me which of the phrases from today you have heard of, which of them do you use? Maybe you can add something else, so let me know in the comments down below. And I will see you next time in the next video. Please subscribe to my channel, stay updated for upcoming videos. It will be fun, and I wish you a wonderful day. Talk to you soon. Bye bye. Take care.